Billy Weaver, a young businessman, is traveling to Bath, England for his work. Although he had alternate arrangements, a strange force compelled him to inquire within a seemingly charming bed and breakfast.
Please, come in. It's so cold out, isn't it?
Yes, but,
You saw the notice in the window?
yes, I did.
I knew you would.
New?
You need a room?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
It's all ready for you, my dear.
Excuse my asking, but...
£4. You won't find anywhere more reasonable.
Oh, thank you.
I expect you're from London, right?
That's right, yes.
Shall I lead the way?
Oh, please.
We have the house all to ourselves, you see. I'm just a teeny-weeny bit choosy, but I'm always ready, just on the off chance that an acceptable young gentleman such as yourself should come along. This floor is mine. And this is your room.
This is terrific. It's very nice.
I'm so glad you came, dear. I was beginning to get worried. How about supper?
Oh, I'm not the least bit hungry, thank you. I think I'm just gonna go straight to bed, because, you see, I have to get up quite early tomorrow.
Of course, dear. But before you go to bed, would you be so kind as to pop downstairs and sign the guest book on the table? Everyone has to. It's the law of the land, and we don't want to go breaking the law, do we?
Yes, no problem.
And remember, Basil, no barking when he comes down. Oh, I'm so glad you remembered the book.
That's funny. These names, Gregory Temple and Christopher Mulholland,
Oh, such charming boys.
they sound sort of familiar.
Do they?
I'm sure I've heard of them somewhere.
Really?
Was it in the paper? Perhaps they're famous. Some kind of football or pop stars or something?
Famous? No, but they were extraordinarily handsome.
And the date, this entry is over 2 years old, and Mr. Mulholland's is nearly a year before that, July of 75.
Oh, how time does fly. Your tea is poured.
You shouldn't have bothered.
It was no trouble. Come and sit down.
Oh, it's so stupid that I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue.
The best thing is not to think about it. Then it'll come. Milk and sugar?
Oh, I've got it. Mulholland. He was an Eton schoolboy.
That can't be right. My Mulholland was at Cambridge, and boy, was he one for his tea.
Has he stayed here recently?
Mr. Mulholland is staying here now, and Mr. Temple. They're both with me.
Oh, will I meet them?
God willing. How old are you, Mr. Weaver?
18. I'm 18.
Oh, it's the perfect age. Christopher was 17 when he first stayed with me. He was a trifle shorter than you, and his teeth weren't so white either. Mr. Temple was older, 28 in fact, but I wouldn't have believed it. He didn't have a blemish on his body.
A what?
His skin was like a baby's.
It was in this moment that young Billy sensed that something about this woman was off. His tea began to taste faintly of bitter almonds, the aftertaste of cyanide.
That parrot, when I first saw it...
You thought it was alive.
Yeah.
Alas, no. Poor Sinbad.
It's amazingly clever.
I know.
You did it. It doesn't look dead at all.
I did it, dear.
You did? Excuse me. I do feel...
This room does get very warm. Have you met Basil?
Oh, he feels so hard. So that's why he didn't bark when I came in. Must be awful difficult to do a thing like that.
On the contrary, no. Not a creature one has loved. That way one can go on loving him forever and ever.
I'm sorry. I must sit down.
You did sign the book, didn't you?
Yes.
More tea?
No, thank you.
I'm glad you remembered the book. 'cause later, if I forget, I can always pop down and look it up. I still do that every day with Mr. Mullen and Mr. Oh, they're gone again.